welcome back to another video. Alright guys, for today's video, I'm about to show you my 2019 San Diego Comic-Con NECA exclusive action figures that I personally feel I got extremely lucky because I got every single one offered when the pre-orders were up. So I'm not going to go over each and every one of them in great detail, but I am going to take them out of the box because if I go over all the articulation in great detail, this video will be an hour long. So I'm going to show you each one of them, take them out of the box, and oh my god, look at all this. It's like Christmas. Especially this one, I'm going to save for last. This is the capture of Splinter. Look at this box. I mean, are you kidding me? All right, let's start off by talking about, has to be my least favorite of the bunch, but it's still awesome, is the John Kreese from the Karate Kid. Now I say least favorite, not that I don't like the Karate Kid, I absolutely love the Karate Kid. And of course, these guys have had a comeback with the Cobra Kai show here on YouTube. But you know, I'm a horror collector, I like collecting horror figures, but check him out in the box, man. He's actually pretty cool. Now this is the first Karate Kid figure that I have. There's a cool picture of the side. There's John Kreese on the back. And then it says you can collect them all. Here are the other figures that NECA offers. And then, boom. Now when I say I'm gonna go over these guys quickly, I mean, I'm just gonna take them out, show you anything really cool about them, but I'm not gonna go over all the articulation, like I said. And if they have any accessories, I'll go over very quickly. But here's the inside backdrop, that's kind of cool. And here's John Kreese. He's actually pretty cool. It's part of the Retro Cloth series, and here he is in his gi. You can see he has a pretty cool tattoo here. I'm guessing he has basic articulation because from the looks of him, he looks pretty darn flexible. All the basic stuff, elbow, shoulders, wrists, head that can turn all the way around on a ball joint in his waist. And here I am going over the articulation. I'm not going to do that, but just a habit. Sorry guys. It's a very good likeness of him. This is actually pretty darn cool. Look on the bottom of his feet here. He doesn't have any peg holes, but I'm guessing he's easily, yeah, he can actually stand up pretty darn easy. All right, that's about it. He doesn't come with any accessories out of the box, so let's move on to the next one. And now on to the one I was probably most excited about is this Etched Pennywise. Of course, you know, if you've seen my other NECA videos, you know I have every single Ultimate Pennywise figure. And when I saw this, I almost lost my mind. This was actually the first one I ordered on day one of the pre-orders. I ordered two of them. You got this really cool red foil. You can kind of see it's shinier than the rest on the side. And then look at this artwork. How cool is this? Then we flip it to the back, and then look how creepy Pennywise is here with his black and white balloon. More of that red foil font. And then look at that. But let's take this guy. Oh, hold on. He is an Ultimate figure, so he has a flap. So there's a pretty cool product shot of Pennywise. And there he is in the box. So let's take him out. All right, so here is his backdrop. It's a basic black and white looking etched backdrop, which is really cool. And check out this Pennywise. Holy crap. I mean, even though he's void of any color, he is just incredible looking in person. I mean, look at this expression he has on his face. This is the epitome of creepy. If you've seen any, or if you actually have one of these Pennywises, or if you've seen any one of my other videos, he is exactly the same, just like all the other ones. The only other changes that this guy has are, of course, he has this standard red balloon, but he just has that black and white balloon. He has that standard, what do you call it, that balloon holding hand that looks like an OK symbol right there. But that's about it, other than his secondary head. He's exactly the same except black and white. He has the same articulation points. He had a brand new head with him here. You have his alternative head, which looks just as cool. Look at this. Looks like he's straight out of a black and white comic book. It's so cool. But like I said, I was looking forward to him the most because he's the only real true horror figure that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year. So I couldn't wait to pick him up and put him with my other Pennywises inside of my collection. All right, so that's enough of Pennywise. let's go on to the next one. Now these next two you had to order as a bundle if you were ordering online from the Neca Store during the San Diego Comic-Con. First is the Batman versus Predator, and then the Superman versus Aliens. Now, I don't know much about this. These two guys, I guess this one was from 1991, a comic book miniseries by Dark Horse and DC Comics, and this one was 1995. You got this oversized box, and you have the Ultimate style flap here, and as you open it up, there's nothing here. It's actually, before I do that, look, just really cool front symbol, nothing, 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 but you got a little on the bottom, but boring stuff, just DC, Batman, and Warner Brothers. We all know where these guys come from. But back to the figures, you can see what they look like inside of the box. And this is pretty cool. I'm about to take these guys out of the box and check them out in closer detail. And boom. All right, here they are out of the box. You got the Batman from 1991, Dark Horse DC Comics, and Predator. And here is the backdrop that you get, just plain green, kind of boring actually. This is my very first Batman figure. I don't really collect them like I said, but he's actually really damn cool. Check out the cape. I mean, the cape is made of cloth. I mean, everything else is just hard plastic. But it looks like he has all the standard articulation points and nothing else really to talk about, except he does have this really cool blade here on the back that I kind of really like. But I'm gonna give you guys a pretty close-up look here of Batman. You can kind of see his eyes through that mask, which is really awesome. You can see his belt here. Can we move his belt around? Oh man, see, right out of the box, these little these thigh armor pieces on his leg, they won't stay on. There's nothing to hook them onto. It's just this. It just hooks directly onto his leg and it's supposed to stay there, but it's not staying there. They kind of easily just pop right off, as you can see. So that kind of sucks. I wish there was something to actually hold these on better. But the look of this Batman with the silver armor and this gray cloth, I really, really like. Check it out. I mean, it's really long, and if I spread it out, look at this. This spreads out pretty darn far here. Look at that. How cool is that? But let's put Batman to the side and his leg armor pieces and check out this Predator. Now, he looks like every other Predator that I've checked out from NECA. He does have his wrist blades that are retractable. He does have his wrist gauntlet here. And does it open up? Oh, there it goes. I was just pressing in the wrong spot. It does open up. And like we've all seen before, he does have these little rubber hoses that run all through himself. But this one looks like he only has just one. Just has that one rubber hose, which is pretty good. I don't like these too much. They look cool, but when you start trying to pose him, as you can see, they might snap because they don't feel too sturdy. And then he has this necklace, which I've seen before, full of skulls and bones, previous kills of the Predator. And as we go down, he has that familiar netting around his body. The spot right here for his smart disc. Very soft plastic here for his front and his back for his little loincloth, whatever the hell you want to call this thing. And then down to his feet, these giant clodhoppers, which it always makes me laugh how big the Predator's feet really are. I mean, look at these things, they're gigantic. Oops, just hit the mic. All right, so let's get to their accessories. Now, I'm not gonna take all of them out because we've seen all these before. For Batman, we just have another hand here. Up here in the corner, we have a little gun. For Predator, we have the smart disc, which we've seen over and over again, so we don't really need to talk about that too much. Predator also has two extra hands here, and then his plasma caster and backpack that kind of fits over his shoulder. But the ones I do want to talk about are the ones I've never seen before, well, except for Predator's second head. Right here, his alternate head is just him without his biomask on, and pretty standard stuff. Except he doesn't have the gold bands around his dreads. They're blue this time. But with the Batman figure, it comes with this really cool see-through visor. And it goes right over his helmet right here. So let's put that on. Oh man, it just fits right over the top as so. And check that out. That is awesome. And then along with Batman's gun, he also comes with a literal bat. But if you guys know what this green stuff on his bat is, let me know in the comments below, and kind kind of educate me on my DC Dark Horse Comics ignorance from 1991, because I actually have no idea. And then the only other accessory would be for the Predator, and that's this spear, which is really cool. I've never seen this spear before on a Predator. It's either that combi stick or, you know, the plasma caster, the smart disc. And it actually looks great too. It's not just all painted silver. You can see it actually has some detail to it. They put a little black in there and made it look worn. All right, so that's enough of these two. Let's check out Superman and Aliens. All right, so just like the other Batman and Predator, very basic, just the two logos on the front. Nothing, 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 and the same wordage on the bottom. So we open up the flap. Nothing here on the inside of the flap, but here are Superman and the Xenomorph inside of the box. But let's take these guys out. Let's see what they're all about. And let's start with Superman. So just like Batman, I don't know much about the comics. Sorry, I don't know much about Batman and Superman. I've seen the movies, but if you're going into the, you know, older comics, you guys can tell me a lot more, I'm sure. But just in general, I know a little bit, and this is a great representation of Superman. I mean, check it out. I mean, these guys are actually killing it with these figures. And just like with Batman, I mean, it's pretty darn large. Look at this. So that's about how much it stretches out to there. And then from the back side, that's pretty cool. But as a figure overall, I mean, he's got a lot of articulation points. And you can see he even has some articulation right here in his upper bicep, a double jointed elbow. I mean, this is great. Double jointed knees. He has a lot of articulation points. I believe they said over 30 for almost all of these characters. And one of my favorite parts is, check it out, that little curl on top of his head. Pimpin'. Now let's put Superman over here off to the side and let's check out the Xenomorph from Aliens. Now he stands about 9 inches tall, just like the other Xenomorphs from NECA. I couldn't get him to stand up. I mean, look how skinny his legs are. Crazy. I mean, he's really hard to stand up. I feel like it's gonna take too long to actually stand this guy up. But let's check him out in more detail. Look at the shiny, very glossy top part of his head. I absolutely love this. And go down and he's pretty glossy. You can see he has a very glossy finish. Very highly detailed in this sculpt. Check out this sculpt, guys. This is fantastic. Got these oversized claws here. Go down to his legs. Like I said, they're very skinny. They have these little thin, almost like tendons hanging out the back of his leg here. And then check out his tail. The tail is incredible. Look at the back here, this detail on the back with these spines and this giant spike on the back. Very, very soft. This whole back end is kind of flexible, and then it gets harder as it goes up. This part doesn't bend. It almost looks like that's meant to be this way. And we can't bend too much in the tail to make it, meaning I can't really pose it the way I want to. We do have some articulation in the back here, so I can kind of flip it around if I wanted to. But then we go to his mouth, and just like every other alien, we have the double mandibles, which is one here, and then we have that double mouth. Let me get that out of here. There we go. I'm kind of getting it. There we go. There we go. So there's his second jaw on the inside. Only comes out to about that far. So let's talk about accessories with these guys. The Xenomorph doesn't come with any accessories at all, but Superman does have a few. First off, I'm not going to take them out of the packaging, but he has these 2 extra hands that look like flying hands to me. So you can put them on Superman and start flying around if you please. But the other ones that I thought were really interesting go on his secondary head. So you can see it has a little slot on his secondary head where his eyes are. And then we have these 2 eye blasts, these little laser blasts that you can put right here. You can put it on, and then boom, just like that, like he's blasting somebody with his laser vision. That's cool, but it looks kind of weird if you just leave it like this. I don't know, it looks like he has 2 spikes jammed into his eye or something. But the other one is actually really cool. Check this out. So if we put this on him, let's actually put this on. Stick that in his eye socket as so. And then we have the actual blast effect on the end here. Ball peg right there. And then just fit this on as so. And then we have the Xenomorph here. Check it out. See what I'm saying? It's almost like boom, right dead in the center of his chest. Laser blast, sucker. All right, so I saved the best two, or should I say the most popular two from the San Diego Comic-Con right here. John Connor from Terminator 2. So let's check out the front of the box. We have a nice photo of Edward Furlong here from Terminator 2. Got the side here, and the other side exactly the same thing, and then the back we have him on his little motorcycle here, which comes in the box, which is awesome. The endoskeleton hand, and he comes with a few other accessories, but as I open the flap, nice product shot here of him on his dirt bike, and here he is inside the box. You can see why this one was pretty darn popular. It was actually kind of hard to get a hold of. Not as hard as the Splinter box here, but this guy sold out pretty fast as well. So let's take him out of the box. Well, here's the backdrop, which is arguably one of the most famous scenes from Terminator 2 when he's racing down that aqueduct on his motorcycle there. That's awesome. Check that out. And it's the thicker cardboard, which is really cool. Here's John Connor, close up, or as close as I can get it. And pretty good likeness to Edward Furlong from Terminator 2. This is actually really nice. It's got this blue backpack on, and I believe you can actually take this backpack right off. Yeah, you can. You can actually take it just right off. I'm just going to leave it on because I want to go through these fairly quickly. The jacket looks like it's made of some soft material. That's great. And then you can see the spot right there where he does have some upper torso articulation there. Go down, we have some basic tennis shoes, some basic jeans he's actually wearing. A little wristwatch there. This is really cool, but check this out. He comes with this dirt bike. And I had it standing up because it does come with a articulating kickstand. Very cool. And the detail on this is really, really good. Check out the engine. Handlebars do turn. And look at this. We got some nice wear on this. It looks like just an old bike. Look at that. We got some scrapes on the back fender here. It's like some scribbled out marks. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. And the paint job on this looks really, really bad, but that's good because that's what I would expect from an old dirt bike like this. Kind of like someone just spray painted it. Right here we have some more of that scrape, that black scrape marks on the front fender. I'm really impressed with this bike. So it looks like you can fit on this bike fairly well. I'm not going to take too much time to make it look exact, but you can see in his hands here, they are shaped to actually take that handle. All right, so John Connor accessories. We have this extra head where he's wearing a gray headband. Very soft material. And then what's really cool is it comes with this endoskeleton arm, which is really cool. It comes in this cylinder case. Can we open this? No, I don't think so. I think it's just in there. But check it out. This is really cool, just like in the movie Terminator 2. Some great detail on that arm too. It looks very weathered. You can see the black marks all over. This is great. And then last but not least, his hacking device, which is basically a computer. Let's see if I can untangle this thing. I don't think it is. It looks like it should close, but it's very stiff and I don't want to break it. But you can see his little hacking device there with a computer, a wire going to, looks like a modem of some sort, or maybe some kind of memory. All right, guys, and last but not least, the absolute hardest box to get from the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles capture of Splinter. But look at this box. It looks like, look at this. This is so cool. And it's just gigantic. So we got on the side here, we have Splinter and the Ninja Turtles right there. So as I take this out, it's just a sleeve, and turn it back around. Check this out. Wow. There are the two foot soldiers, Shredder and Splinter, inside the box, along with just a plethora of accessories and weapons. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely epic. Take a look at the top of the box here. Ninja Turtles. The side I already showed you. The other side is a really cool product shot of Shredder. The back here. And check that out, guys. Absolutely fantastic. All right, that's enough for the box. Let's take these guys out. All right, so first let's take a look at the backdrop here. Kind of like a warehouse backdrop scene with a chain link fence, some boxes, and yo, look at this. Now I don't have any Ninja Turtles figures, so when I saw this and it had Shredder and the very first Splinter by Neca, I had to grab it. Let's start taking these guys out and checking it out one by one. Box fell out. Let's start out with one of the foot soldiers, and look at this. Like I said, I don't have any of these guys, So this is all new to me. Look at the detail on his face. How awesome is this guy? Wearing all black, he has his wrist and forearm armor here. The articulation here seems to be pretty normal here. We got the shoulders, elbows, wrists, head. Oh no. Oh, I see. It just sticks on the back here. Look at that. It comes right off. I didn't know that came off like that. Waist, upper legs. We got some double jointed knees here, and then his ankles, which have ankle rockers, which is great. But one thing I really like about the Foot Clan guy here is look at the detail in his clothes. It looks like real, like a real material, like real cloth, and it's not. That's just the detail in the hard plastic. And of course, with this set, you get 2 of them, so they're exactly the same figure. There is no difference between them at all. So check that out. And the Shredder character really stands out because first off, he has the same cloth look, but this isn't cloth. This is all hard molded plastic. This is really great. Even his belt here, very, very soft plastic. You can move around. So this leg armor is soft here. This little strap around his shins here and his calves, it's all soft. Same thing around his wrist here and his forearm. You can see they're very, very soft. You can bend it. And we have this almost glitter type sparkle around his whole body. Check that out. See what I'm saying here? That looks great. So he has the same articulation as the Foot Clan soldiers. Double jointed knees. Let's see. Yeah, his elbows are double jointed as well. He has a lot of movement here. This is actually really nice. And his head, we have some great movement in his head. That's awesome. And look at the paint job on this. This is really nice. This metallic silver on the top of his helmet. And then you can see the great detail in this soft material that goes around his helmet, around his head, I should say. And he wouldn't be Shredder without this fancy pimp cape. And they did not hold back on this at all. Check this out. It almost feels like it has bendy wire inside of there. So we can actually flex this any way we want to. And it looks like it has little hooks on the inside. So if we put it around him, around his, so how do we hook this on? All right, so it looks like it just hooks. The best way I found was to take his head completely off and just hook it on itself around his neck like that. And then put his head back on. And there you go. Shredder with his cape on. And we can bend those ends to make it look any way we want to. But I think it's pretty cool just as is. Oh, and I just realized that you can take this front part of his mask off. So now we can get a better look at his face. Sorry guys, I had no idea. Like I said, this is pretty new to me. So that just comes right off, so that's pretty great. All right, now let's move on to the one we've all been waiting for, and that's Master Splinter. I've been just checking him out, and he's got these little rat feet, obviously because he's a rat, but I don't know how I would ever stand him up, so I know he's supposed to be hanging. That's the whole point. He's a prisoner, so he's got his arms up. He has these shackles on his biceps on his arms here. And he's supposed to be hanging on a fence, so that's the whole point of this figure. Kind of see if he was hanging on the back of the fence, like on the backdrop here, and he's got his feet just dangling. It looks something like that. But regardless of what he's supposed to be doing, let's check out the detail on Splinter. So he is 100% accurate to the movies as far as I remember. Look at the detail in the hair, just the hair sculpt. This looks fantastic. He has this little goatee here. That's great. And of course his robe here is made of actual cloth, very tattered, very worn. Looks like they put a lot of detail in making this look just old and just worn out, like he was actually living in the sewers. And if you turn around to the back here, we even have some holes cut out of it. Look at this. This robe is absolutely fantastic. But if I lift it up, you can see his little rat tail here. Look at the rat tail. It's not a bendy wire or anything like that, and there's no articulation, it's just there. But you can see, it actually looks like a rat tail. You can see his little skinny leg. We do have some movement here, some articulation in his knee, as you can see. In his, what is this, like his little ankle part here, and in his toes. We do have a little rocker there, some a joint right there with his toes. And speaking of his toes, hit the microphone again, but look how ugly those toes are. This thing is fantastic. And even though he's kind of supposed to be hanging there, we do have some movement in his elbows, you can see. We do have some elbow articulation. And in his wrist. What about his head? Yeah, we do have some, look at that, we can kind of look up a little bit, down, so that's not bad actually. Some movement left to right. And what about his shoulders? I'm afraid I'm gonna break this chain on him. I don't feel too much in his shoulders though. And we do have some slight movement in his waist here, but I'm not really sure how much movement we're supposed to get. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. But overall, I think this Splinter character is well worth the wait. I kind of wish that he was just a normal character where I can actually sit him down, pose him up, you know, have him do whatever with the turtles themselves instead of just a prisoner where he's just hanging there. Oh, and the box that he stands on is just a real thin cardboard. Very glossy. And you can see right there on a shipping label, it does say Neca. Now as we move on to his accessories, we have this weapons cart here, and you can see all the different spots that we can put weapons. So the first one, let's take a look at one of the sides here. That is great. There's actually 2 of these in the pack. Some nice metallic silver. And the next one here, we have a baton, kind of like a police stick, where you control this around, martial arts weapon. This is great. But nothing else to it, just flat black. And then the rest of them from the side, looks like we have an extra back piece for that bandana. And then we have some extra hands. It looks like those are for the Foot Clan soldiers. So let's look at this giant axe. This is pretty cool. So we have this big axe right here. And once again, not much detail to it, just painted a flat metallic silver, no detail at all, no wear, no blood or anything, and just a standard black handle. All right, next we have this small little dagger. And then it has a little sheath to it too, so. Boom. And then there's 4 extra hands here. These look like Shredder's accessories. But I wanted to show you these close up because these were the hands with the spikes on, these blades. And this is great. Check that out. The other ones were normal, but these ones actually had the weapons on them, so there you go. All right, getting close here. So this is a bow staff. And no detail at all. There's not even any kind of markings at all on it, and just painted just a flat black. And then something very similar, if it would focus, except it has the silver points, kind of like a spear at the end of it. And the next sword we have here looks like a katana, and same thing, we just have the black metallic silver. The nunchucks, I don't want to open them too much because I'm afraid to break them, but just flat black nunchucks. But these right here, look at that. They actually have a little chain on there, and they actually have some detail. It's like little studs, little silver studs there. But look at the chain. You can actually take this and flip it around. This is fantastic. Probably my favorite weapon out of this accessory pack is this right here. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you guys think of my 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive NECA figures haul? It was worth it. Absolutely worth it. Just for these 2 guys alone. I mean, this Splinter and this Shredder are absolutely fantastic. I love the Pennywise. I love the John Connor. Actually, I like everything that I've seen here today. Even things that I wasn't really too excited about, like the John Crease and the Superman and the Batman thing. I'm not really into that kind of stuff, but it's actually pretty cool, and I'm going to keep them. Obviously, I'm going to keep them in my collection. But this video has gone on a little longer than I thought it would. So if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!